Do you know that there's actually cost that you pay when you actually sell your house? So many people do not understand this, and I get this question so often. So I want to make sure that I educate all my people so that they understand. Even those that are not asking themselves this question at the moment, in the future, there will come a time where they will ask themselves this question. So let's get to it, shall we? Just remember that this is the channel where we empower you with all things real estate, all things finances, so that you become the driver of your financial situation and not just the passenger. So let's get to it, shall we? So the first cost that you will pay when you're actually selling your house will be the compliance certificates. So there's different types of compliance certificates, but I'm going to focus only on 3, which is really the main ones, right? The first one will be a gas certificate, and then you have electrical certificate, and you have what we call the electric fence certificate, right? So if we're talking about the gas certificate, you will have to make a gas certificate if you have some built-in gas that you use on your stove, on your hot water system, and on braise. But one thing you need to understand is that there is no a fixed period in which that certificate is valid for. So it actually can move from one owner to another. But when you talk about an electrical certificate, only the registered electrical contractors can give you this certificate, and you must actually make sure of that. And you must know that it must comply with the health and the safety, the occupational health and safety general rules, okay? And it can only be valid for a period of not more than 2 years, right? So this is very much important, right? For you to understand that it cannot be valid more than 2 years old. So it's very much important that you understand that. And then electric fence, here it is just to ensure that the installation is safe. So also on the electrical fence certificate, there is no fixed period in which it is valid. It can move with owners. As the house is getting sold over and over again, it is still pretty much solid, right? So you need to really understand that that discussion. So why do we need this certificate, right? The first reason is that the banks need it for security purposes. They want to make sure that the house they are bonding will be safe for the people that are staying, and will be safe for their investment, right? Because they do not want to lose out on their investment, right? And also the second reason is that it is a peace of mind for the buyers to know that, you know what, my electrical system, electric fence, the gas, in some cases plumbing, water, battle-free certificate. There's a whole lot of certificates. That peace of mind, it provides you with that peace of mind that, hey, I'm in a very safe place, right? So wouldn't you want to be in a safe place, right? And then who actually pays for this, right? The person who pays for this certificate is normally the owner. However, the obligation to obtain the COCs and to pay the necessary repairs can be shifted from the seller to the buyer through an agreement. Maybe it can be agreed that the owner will reduce the price of the house, and then the buyer will have to pay for that section. Whatever agreement that can be done. So, what do you think about the compliance certificate that I have just said so far? If I've missed anything, hit the comment section and tell me what I'm missing. If you have any other questions with regards to the first cost associated with selling your house, also ask me some questions, then I will gladly answer your question. So let's move to the next one. The next one is the rates and clearance certificate. The rates and clearance certificate, right? So what is the rates and clearance certificate? So this actually certifies that there is no outstanding rates that is due on the property on the seller's account. So in most cases, or let's say in all cases actually, the house will not transfer from one owner to the next if there's areas that are not paid up by the previous owner. So this is one thing that you must know, that you actually pay, you will have to pay this 3 months to 4 months in advance to make sure that all this is covered, because remember the period of registration of the house actually also takes 3 months, right? So that's what you need to understand, right? But what is actually included in this rates and taxes? What do you have to pay? You will have to pay any areas that you will have. Until that point, you will have to pay the rates and taxes. Electricity, if the electricity is not prepaid, you will have to pay storage and sanitation. And of course, this is on the seller's account, right? But the other thing that you must consider is that if there's an offer already on the house that is approved by the bank, you can actually take from that money that you're gonna get, right, as the proceeds of the sale, and pay from that money without taking from your pocket at that point, right? And then if you have paid, like I said, you have to pay 3 months, 4 months in advance. If you have actually paid in more than what is necessary, you will have to request for a refund from the municipality. And it's very much important that you must clearly know that you need to request that refund from the municipality. Otherwise, the municipality is not going to just pay you back. They're going to charge you your money, right? And you don't want that. Okay, so let's get to the next section. The bond cancellation cost is the other cost that you will have to incur if your property that you are actually selling has a bond that is still outstanding, that you're still paying up, right, to the bank, right? But you need to know that the time you decide to sell your house, you need to give a notice to the bank to say, hey, bank, I want to sell this house, so please be aware of that. This is very important because it makes sure that they do not charge you what we call the penalty fees, right? Then you reduce this, actually the cost that you're gonna incur here, right? So, but another thing you need to note is that the bank doesn't necessarily charge you the cancellation fees, but for them to cancel that bond, they will have to appoint an attorney that will cancel the bond on your behalf. So for this reason, you will have to pay some attorney fees. But it's not really a lot of money because it's around, let's say, plus minus 1.5, 2,000 plus VAT. So that's what you need to also understand, right? If you have any questions, please guys, don't forget to ask on the comment section. So let's go to the next one. The next one is the estate agent commission. When I hear this, I laugh because this is how I get paid, right? Okay, so let me not get too much excited. So the commission is charged on a percentage basis, right? There's not really a fixed amount that the agents charges, different agents charges. It just depends on which estate agency is your estate agent from, because that is what is based on. But in some cases, you might find that you can actually negotiate this commissions, but I will not dwell too much on that, right? And then the fifth cost is the capital gain tax, right? The government always want to chow. They need to chow everywhere. Okay, so on individuals, I'm gonna just focus on individuals only. You will pay around 18%, but I have made a video, a separate video that especially focuses on what capital gain tax is. So I'm not gonna dwell too much on this because the video is becoming too long. So on the link, on the description below, I'm gonna put a link there for that video so that you can actually understand what capital gain tax is. But just know that it's about 18%, and there's an annual exclusion for individuals of 40,000. So there's some exclusion there. So, but check out the link below to understand what capital gain tax is, right? The last but not the least is the moving cost, right? Of course, and moving is hectic, it's tedious, it's I've seen people literally crying because of moving, and I see this all the time. Moving is terrible and it's expensive. So this is some of the costs that you will incur, right? If we are just going down on what are the costs that we discussed here, we discussed the first one, which is the compliance certificate. We discussed the rates and clearance certificate. We discussed the bond cancellation cost. We discussed the estate agents commission, and we discussed the capital gain tax and the moving cost. And then just going back to the estate agent commission. So if you are actually maybe not using an agent to sell the house, you are selling the house yourself, there will be advertising and marketing costs, because those costs now must be covered by you. Guys, remember, for anything you don't understand here, please hit the comment section, and don't forget to like, share with the friends, and if you have not subscribed by this time, please hit it, hit the subscribe button, hit it. This is the value adding information you are getting here. Cheers. I will see you in the next one.